Hey everyone, this is Louis7, and welcome to the Great Move, where I will be moving servers actually in the Lord of the Rings Online and also discussing my recent move, and yeah, basically why I was gone for so long, and what's with all that's behind me. So let's go ahead and get to LOTRO, which is of course not working because you can't have a stream set up and ready to go and have it work right away. There we go. And with moving servers in LOTRO, by the way, hopefully the audio is okay. I actually have no idea. Mainly because I have been changing some things and of course moving things around, completely different setup. I should have in-game audio working now. I could probably turn that up to my usual volume level and I can hear it and you all should be able to hear it. Okay. Also, my camera, for some reason, keeps, like, not saving its settings, and it looks very blue to me, but we'll hopefully get that fixed. And yeah, that's basically what the stream is going to be like, going through all the normal troubleshooting while moving servers in LOTRO. So the server I'm on right now is Anor, and as you all probably know, Anor is shutting down later this month. In fact, in about a week, less than a week now, actually. It's getting late in August. And there are free transfers off of Anor. And I did actually transfer some of my characters, but not all of them. That is what I plan to get to today, transferring at least most of my characters off. I do want to keep at least one character on so I can stay for the closing of Anor. Hopefully I can be around for that. I'm actually not entirely sure because if it's in the middle of the day, there's a good chance I won't be here. I also do want to turn my monitor brightness up. Okay, so now that I think I finally have things under control a little bit, I just have to organize my stuff on the server. That is going to be the very start of the stream, and who better to start with than about my roomkeeper. He probably has the most stuff and most stuff to organize. Also, while we're loading, I'll go ahead and get to chat and say hello to Lone Wolf. It's morning for them. Wow, audio is fine. That's good to know. Told my old microphone arm, which if I scoot this table that it's on, you might be able to see it. Here it is. It kind of broke. I don't know if probably a result of the move somehow, but yeah, I had to get a new microphone arm, so it's on this one, and it's the way the desk is, it's not 100% stable, but it is stable if I don't move it too much in that direction. So as long as we don't do that, it should be good. And yeah, there's just some concern with the microphone because I noticed in the video that I recorded that it was not all that great. And I had to change some of the dial settings on whatever that audio interface thing is. And then hello to Xena the Terse? Maybe? And now is as good of time as any to mention I have been having internet issues. That was one of my concerns. I don't even know. Okay, I believe I am back now. So if you all missed all that, I am having internet issues, and that's actually been one of the reasons getting the first stream was delayed. I actually wanted to do this. It's either yesterday or 2 days ago. I actually already forget when I wanted to do it, but I'm just going to have to reconnect to LOTRO, and I am now a Spectrum internet. I used to be with Midco. I don't think Midco is available here. It's just like the cable company in the fairly rural or sparsely populated area I was in. It wasn't really rural. Now LOTRO doesn't want to connect. But basically, yeah, I'm on Spectrum and it's really inconsistent. So I am paying for, I care more about the upload speed actually, but I'm paying for 500 megabits per second download speed and 20 megabits per second upload speed. But I often only get around 4 to 5 megabits per second upload speed, which is really bad for streaming because that would be like really low quality streams. And would have to probably do like 720p 30 FPS and it'd be really blurry, which I would prefer not to do. I like over time don't want to downgrade my streams. So yeah, I'll go ahead and go back to my camera view because you'll are otherwise watching a black screen. And what you can see behind me, let me turn the other way, besides a mess, it's cleaner than it was. if you can believe that. There's a cat. So the stream should be connecting again. I really hope this is not the entire evening. I know I've talked about the internet issues and Spectrum. I feel like I lost my train of thought with that, which is about on par for the course. But yeah, internet has been really inconsistent here, and I've had somebody come out to troubleshoot it. What was it, last week? Like when I moved here, basically, and then tomorrow, I believe, some people are going to come, or somebody is going to come troubleshoot it again. I'm just getting back up into the game. So one of my big concerns is the ISP Spectrum is throttling me. I don't know if they really do throttle, but it's a little bit suspicious because when I do test streams or even just I uploaded a video to YouTube, my upload speed starts out fine, and then after a couple minutes or even a few seconds, it will dip down to very inconsistent, like 3 to 6 megabits per second. And if it was necessary for me to like pay, I think there's a $20 more for the next tier up, which would be 35 megabits per second upload. I would do that if I knew I would get consistent speeds with that. Like I would actually pay them more for consistent speeds, but it all depends on if that's a possibility. Hello, Sand and Snow, a channel member. Hello, Hunsu, if I didn't say specifically, and Sisto Liker and Cowgod. Cowgod, I will be moving to Landerval. And yeah, I had Spectrum way back in the day, even back when it was Time Warner. I am back in LOTRO now. And that is the only option I have where I am. I'm actually in a large city now. One of the, yeah, I think top 20, at least for US population. So it's a well-populated city. And I'm actually in the city, not even outskirts. And it's the only option I have here. So we'll see. Hopefully it gets better in the future, but this is a sort of test with that. I can always drop the stream bit rate, but it's at some point it's going to get like hardly even worth keeping the stream up. Yeah, cat. Do have the cat tree behind me now, which helps. And it looks like my in-game connection is quite horrible right now. I have over 7,000 millisecond ping, which is not good. The crazy thing is that my router seems to have a fine connection to the internet, but I do not. I actually really did think I got the internet at least somewhat fixed to where I could stream. Even on like low quality, I'm trying 8,000 megabit per second, which is, or not 8,000, 8,000 kilobits per second. Okay, I have reconnected and things are green. I don't know when the stream starts dropping frames. I assume the audio also goes bad. Hey, we have a cat here. Well, things are back to normal when a cat is here, right? And bumping against the microphone. I wish that were the case. So my in-game connection, I don't know if I've probably completely disconnected. So I will have to restart that again, but we can go to the camera and see Piper. Yeah, so for me, if I upgraded to the next tier, I think it would be $100 a month, because for the first year they give you like $20 off. That's why it's like they advertise whatever price, and then it's just like for the first 12 months, then goes way up for the whatever months after that. So right now it's like $80 a month for me for 500 down and 20 up. And then say next year that would be $100. Okay, so trying to get my RuneKeeper organized. I forget what I'm even trying to do in game. So one thing I will share about the apartment I am in, it was a little bit of a struggle with the move, and some of the mess y'all cannot see anymore, actually, to get it somewhat cleaned up for the stream and the video. But I basically have a lot of stuff in a somewhat organized fashion in temporary places. Almost nothing, even kitchen-wise, that's probably the biggest thing. Kitchen-wise, a lot of my stuff is in temporary positions and not in its permanent home until I like clean things and get stuff more set up, because this apartment, the building is old and it is really dirty. Dangerous revive. I have no idea what happened with that. Yeah, as much as I kind of just don't like cable companies in general, I will say Midco, the one I used to be with, they were perfectly fine. I don't think it was great value with the speeds and what I paid for them, but the big difference compared to Spectrum, I almost called them Time Warner, is that they worked. And actually consistently worked. Uh-oh. Yeah, I had a little drop there. See, my bitrate's dropping, like, and I have constant bitrate, so if things are actually going smoothly with my internet connection, it should stay the same. It is staying the same now, but when it jumps like 5,000 to 12,000, even though I have it set at 8,000, it's always concerning. But hopefully that can get fixed soon. And something I was going to go on about, and might as well at this point, is that at the worst, something I've kind of been considering doing anyway is if I had to drop streams down to 720p, I could actually record the stream, the entirety of the stream locally in 1440p and actually high quality, higher than I used to stream, like at a really high bit rate, and then just upload the VOD, the video of the stream, like the archive, onto a second channel. So that way people who watch on my main channel can get the actual stream, and then my main channel isn't sort of muddied, diluted with stream videos, which is a strategy more popular channels use. One of the reasons I haven't implemented something like that yet is because my channel is small, and I figure I might as well get all the content I can on my channel. And hello, Mario. Thank you for the welcome back. And so many things have been going on, but S and N Snow, I believe it used to be Bryant on your name, but glad to see you here. And then Persnickety, trying to pay attention to all the names, and Bella. This cat has me all distracted. Oh yeah, so for cat cam, we can talk about that a little bit. I have a shelving unit right to my left here. It's just out of frame. It's a little bit ugly right now just because it's a mess and again, don't have things set up. So it's a good thing it's out of frame, but something I was thinking is I could actually put a camera, this would be tough, but put my webcam on the shelving unit and point it right at the cat tree. I think that would be the best opportunity for a cat cam here. So yeah, that's something to perhaps look forward to in the future. I might just have to daisy chain a few USB extensions, assuming I actually have enough. Okay, let's get out of Menace here. That certainly ain't good for lag. Not that I am lagging right now. Knock on wood. And I actually have a wood desk, so a little bit about my desk now that we covered the cat cam. something exciting to share and something that I was looking to upgrade is this. So, you'll hear me in a moment, but I now have legs, motorized legs that are for sit stand, and I can now stand, which is really good for recording videos, but also during streams, just to like stand and get on my feet and not just sit around. Also helps me stretch my legs. So if you all watch my streams regularly, you will know I leaned back mainly to stretch my legs. It's also good for my back though. And I wonder, I should probably go to the VIP vendor and not just sit in the thing. But yeah, that's something I'm really excited to use, and it's something maybe y'all can hold me accountable for, make sure I actually stand during some parts of streams. I know my legs are tired right now, but yeah, it's something that I plan to utilize. I also realize with the camera, it doesn't actually frame me the same when I sit and stand. Probably differences in the desk height relative to, say, like my head. And here, Bella, here's a kitty Pat. Yes, the cat really loves streaming. I bet she's missed this a lot. Haven't done too many Zoom meetings for a while either. She's a little bit less annoying, or less in the way, I should say, during Zoom meetings, but I think with the microphone, because she can just rub up against that, which I'm sure gives you all wonderful noises. Okay.
Would you do something for me?
It is kind of weird standing. It's something I'll have to get used to, but I have found in my very limited experience with it, I actually really do like it. And the desktop, so I used to use a utility table, if you all were familiar. The desktop is actually, it was sort of scrapped from a desk I found at Goodwill that was like really good value. So even taking the entire desk apart, which was a very well-built desk, I will say, it was surprising. The desktop is really nice. I don't know if it's butcher block, but it is sealed. It has a pretty thick layer of whatever sealant they used on it. And it's very heavy, very dense wood, whatever it is. So, and it's large. It's 6 feet by 3 feet. So it's like a giant desktop that was great value. And it's like clean. It's got a couple scuff marks and all that sort of stuff, but it was really clean. So that was a great find with moving. And yeah, I'm very excited about the desk. I am totally distracted for what I need to do in game. Essentially, I can just transfer this character, but I thought I'd organize him first. I don't quite know the point of that. Maybe there were some things I want to get done, but I really don't know. We have the new season of the reward track. Won't worry about that on Anor. I claimed rewards for the old season. That was quite a while. Yes, a padded mat. I actually have a bathroom mat that I might use. Kind of like one of those where after you get out of the shower, I might actually use that for standing. Otherwise, I can try to find one to stand on. But right now I'm standing on a, admittedly not the most comfortable rug, but it's definitely better than the bare flooring that is underneath. I still have to tweak my settings a little bit. Right now it's at 40, if y'all can hear me, it's at 43 inches. I just moved it up to 43.4. I'm trying to not get where I can like totally lean on the desk, but maybe still could a little bit, like not hunch my back to lean on the desk, I mean. And I'm way too distracted to actually organize my stuff right now. I'm just walking around doing nothing. Okay, let's delete one of these Flame of Encalamir. Don't need 2 of those. Stuff that I can disenchant into crafting material should go to my bank alt, and that does include my bank alt on this server. Question is, do I have shared storage space? Because that'd be a lot more convenient than mailing, and I do not. I have a whole bunch of heritage runes, which is good. I'll eventually transfer my shared storage, and then you all will see Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. I'll just transfer this character straight up. He doesn't really need to do anything. Or maybe he can be... Yeah, I should go ahead and transfer him. Okay, so while I'm doing the transferring, I was just going to shift to this camera view, so because it's just going to be black in the background. If I had things set up and prepared a little bit better, I could share the actual process of transferring, but it's pretty straightforward. So instead of clicking the play button, I'd click the transfer button there. Cat got off. And wait for it to load. Yeah, this shirt. I'm glad I found this shirt. My camera got bright. For some reason it keeps... Oh, it's probably when I switch sources. It, for some reason, doesn't save the settings when I switch sources. So the auto brightness, this is an LG webcam. Don't know what it's called anymore. But it way over brightens things. I don't remember using -6, but I guess I do. A brief opinion of Rings of Power. I probably will watch it, but I don't know what their plan with releasing it is. I will probably watch it after the whole season is out, after the whole first season. So I will have to implement a rule on my stream and videos, I suppose, that will ban people if they spoil anything with it. Right now I'm just waiting for the transfer wizard to do its thing. Actually, I think I can show my desktop. I just don't know if that's set up. Yeah. Hey, there it is. So, yeah, basically just waiting for the character transfer wizard here. Let me go ahead and zoom in on this so I can do some tinkering live. Here's my thumbnail in the background. I was actually fairly proud of this thumbnail. It was I guess it was the second one since I came back, but it, oh, I can't click that. I'm going to retry this. But, added little boxes, little blurred box in the background. The idea was that this character, I haven't even gotten to this yet. I totally forgot about it. Yes, going to Landreval. Man, I wonder why it doesn't want to load the transfer. The whole point of this was to actually move servers. And I have a couple things exciting planned with characters and how I'm going to transfer them. I also noticed that my camera is zoomed out more than usual. Y'all might see some of the kitchen mess. Wonder how that happened. Oh, that's because I'm on desktop. Okay, let's go here. Just so I make sure I have the same one everywhere. This is the camera that I used to record the last video. So we want to get rid of that one. We want to add this one. Might as well make it, I don't know, that ginormous. Okay, so clearly this game doesn't want me to transfer right now. I have tons of characters. I probably have 50. That's actually not that many in a way, but... Okay, that was actually concerning for a second, but I think it's okay. And I almost clicked play. Maybe I should even test play. So it shows me how many LOTRO points I have. You'll see that on the bottom left here. But it's just like... the transfer is not working. And yes, I am going to Landreval. It's supposed to be a little bit of a surprise. We can just log into Landreval. Maybe I'll have to do this some other time. See if I can actually get in game. Okay, there we go. We can go back to scene, and it should pick this up in a moment. Yeah, a lot of characters I either play for a specific reason, like leveling them to play through a new zone, like Ingela Mythaethel. Actually, that champion was used for other things, but I try to target certain characters for certain things, and a lot of them just don't get played regularly. But the whole thing, let me actually go back to this. The whole thing with the Great Move, I initially was going to have an arrow in this thumbnail. It was going to be this character, an arrow pointing to that character. And the reason is, this is that character that was on the left. So I ultimately had to make a decision on how I wanted to handle the future of my characters with the move to Landreval, because I had my main warden on Anor and I had Louisden on Arkenstone. Louisden on Arkenstone was level 140. He was Valored, so he was very well equipped with virtues, class traits, legendary items even at that point, and he played through a lot of Gundabad. So yeah, Louisden had a lot going for him, but he had one big downside, is that I did not play him from the start. So my warden on Anor, called Melrethel, she was a female, who was... Oh, there goes my connection. We actually lasted a long time there, by the way. That was shocking. Okay, so yes, my warden on Anor was a female, Melrethel. She was basically a copy of my original warden, Melrethel, from Arkenstone, but made into a high elf. And I decided it would be better representation of myself to play a male character. I've talked a lot about why I play, and more so used to play, female characters more than male characters. Especially comes from something like World of Warcraft, where the male characters are large, and I didn't like really playing characters that large. And another thing I have shared that actually somebody else shared to me, but it was a great example, is he didn't like staring at dudes' butts all day when they play, which is actually the same for me. But my more updated thinking is that I do like to play somebody that represents myself a little bit better. So we are now looking at Melrethel turned into a male high elf named Louis. So my main character, my main warden, is now just called Louis. He's my main character, and it just seemed fitting. Now, something I'll have to get used to is he is my old warden, and all my outfits were based around the female. I don't think this outfit works on a male character. This outfit I actually think works, but it'll take a moment to get used to because he's a little bit wider than she was. And this outfit actually works. I haven't used that in a while, would like to dye it. This one I think also could work. I just have trouble getting outfits for male characters compared to female characters. I actually really like this one on a male. I think male captain this would be very good on. This one I do not like unless it's race of man male, which is kind of odd. Human. So yeah. That was my ultimate decision, that I turned basically the Melrethel from Anor, the warden that I leveled from the start, and probably one of, if not my most played character in the entirety of LOTRO, into Louis on Landreval. And then I have another plan, which I don't know if I can do if the transfer wizard won't work for me today, but I had another plan for this server, which would have, actually you all would have been able to help with it if you were so inclined. I doubt many people would actually be interested in it, but the plan was to get as many Louis as possible on the server, basically. Because when you transfer a character with the same name as a character on the server already, and they have played that character in the past year, so from Anor to Landreval, if somebody has played the character, I believe it's the past year, it might be 2 years or some different time frame, you just get a -1 added to your name. But if there's already, say, a Louis -1, it would become -2, and so on. So one of my plans was to try to get a whole bunch of Louis on the server and see what number we could get up to. Otherwise, on the server, I do have Brawly. I guess that's my brawler. I don't remember transferring him, but that's my brawler from Langefall that I transferred. I have this character who is made because every single name I tried to make was taken, as in it was not an appropriate name. I don't remember the exact names, but they were more, I think, joke names. And I was actually able to name him Why Is Every Name in Use? So that is his story. And I don't play Dwarf Champions. He was just like a very temporary dwarf that I guess I kept. I think I was checking something with low level champions at the time. This is the Landreval version of Melrethel. She's actually a pretty old character. Same with Lucy. When I very first started streaming, this was actually my warden that I'd stream on. Lego, don't really remember him. That is the name I have used though. Legan. And yeah, Louis-1 is from Anor. Ranger class will come into the game. It's possible. I think if anything, it is just really rumors at this point. Hello, gummies. I'm still dropping frames. I don't even know if y'all can hear me. I'll try to listen back to my audio. Lego, don't really remember him. That is the name I have used though. I must be way delayed. Lego, don't really remember him. That is the name I have used though. Legan. Oh, we might be back. Except I don't think we're having good connection right now again. But this is pretty much what I'm talking about with the inconsistency. It was actually working fine for a while there. It might be one of the longest. I did a test for maybe 2 hours earlier, and I think the longest was about 20 to 30 minutes without major issues. Right now we're dropping about half the frames. Almost exactly half the frames. Wow. So it says reconnection successful, and I'm still dropping frames. Great. And LOTRO is disconnected as well. Oh, we are maybe back. Doesn't seem too good right now, though. If I sink down, there's a cat. Okay, can try to get to LOTRO again. We'll give it's on installing prereqs right now, which is fun. I don't know if I will ever have that counter completely clean. It's very convenient for just holding stuff. Maybe I will. Could put decorations there, but one problem is I have the cat tree and cat water like on this section of the counter. And the other section where you can see a cat food box, that's right by my thumb there, and then my lunch box, and then I actually don't know what that white looking thing is right next to it. I have hand sanitizer there, maybe that. Okay. We got, just going to, oh, you can't see this. Just going to try this again, see if anything happens. The hourglass isn't even going down. It seems like it should have an animation, but it does not. Hello, Brent 847. For some reason, that was a struggle to get through. Okay, so we can go back to Anor and just, I don't know, move more Anor characters. Oh, food poisoning. That doesn't sound fun. And yeah, my connection, if you all didn't hear, it's just really inconsistent. Like, I'm paying for about 2.5 times the speed that I'm getting right now. Hello, Epic Domain. And somebody mentioned Cow God. Yes, he said you add cow to all your LOTRO characters. Kind of like I try to put Louis, or at least Lou, in a lot of my character names, like Luining here. The whole point today was to move servers, but there's not really much I can actually do on a Nor. We can see what names are available. See, if I made this character as I'd actually want him, he would be a high elf brawler, and his name would be Lou. I just have no idea if that name is available. He could be... How about Imladris? I don't know, some sort of dark hair. Ooh, blue eyes. For some reason, green eyes and LOTRO specifically just look a bit funky to me. I don't really like that hairstyle. We'll go with that one. I just want to see... Okay, that name's still taken. Because if I could get that name and transfer to Landreval and kick somebody off with that name Lou, I just want that name for a brawler. Oh, Sand and Snow. When you took a 2-month hiatus, or you took a 2-month hiatus when I was on hiatus, and you returned when I returned. That's perfect timing. So anyway, can't do Lou, but should be able to do Louis. Sure hope nobody's taken that name. So we got him. And since I can't transfer, maybe it'll let me try to transfer while I'm in game for some reason. It's even slow letting me log in. Like, while my in-game connection seems fine, that is an issue right now. We can see if my Guardians may be ready to transfer. I don't know if I will keep her as Lucy. I have a Lucy on Landreval. Let's see, how do I want to do that? This character will get a free name change. I guess that's the only way it's possible. This character will get a name change. I could delete, after I get the name change, I could delete the Lucy on Landreval and maybe get the same name on this character. I don't know if it works that way. But otherwise I could do like Lucian for Lucy Guardian, like Luian, but girl version. But yeah, LOTRO right now is, it's kind of in a weird state. I started talking about this in my last video, but there has not been endgame content added since the raid, really. There have been some events like seasonal instances and the such, but no new instances. No new landscape content. Nothing like that for a long time. This was actually around Helm's Deep Gondor times. One of the big criticisms of the game was like the lack of endgame group content. Oh, I guess my connection to LOTRO is gone now that I reconnected the stream. Oh, I guess my connection to LOTRO is gone. Okay then. Okay, so I'm just going to log into Landreval and play... Oh, like they knocked something over. But I'm just going to play on Landreval for a little bit, quest or something, get my warden set up. Game is loading. Eventually I'd like to share a little bit more with my setup, but I have, yeah, about half my things cable managed and half of the cables are still loose, like stuff that's more work in progress. I don't have a lot of my lighting fully set up. Something that's interesting is I can now fit a lamp behind my main monitor, so that's what a lot of my lighting is and has been, is I don't like direct lights in my face, so I just put them behind my monitors and it actually illuminates the wall and sort of diffuse, but still gives the fairly direct lighting for video purposes, so it actually works out really well. And I'm hoping this time I can just do 3 monitors, maybe not 3 monitors, but yes, 3 monitors 3, maybe even 4 lamps behind my monitors for lighting. Okay, so Louis would probably be the character I want to actually get set up the most. Hello, Barzel Binks. Barzel, that sounds a little bit like Nazgul and a Dwarven name. Hey, we're in game. Oh, with very bad latency. I don't know if I'll actually be able to play the game today. It might just be me standing here talking, which was going to be a lot of the stream anyway, but I was hoping to have some stuff getting done in the background, namely with transferring. Oh, we have a -1 in the kin. Sneerbomb -1. I don't know who is who with the kin a little bit anymore. Like which character is which from which server, because we've had some people transfer in from not just Ignore, but from other servers, their characters from other servers, as I will be doing. So I don't know exactly who is who with a lot of these. So for example, the Sneerblom one, you all might see that person playing with us occasionally in group content, but that could be their something here. Something I did not think about, but I can actually do. Instead of sitting or standing, I can actually kneel on my chair. And it's like perfect height for that. I don't know why I would do it, but there we go. Have another option. So something I was talking about right when I disconnected was that Landval, I don't know if other servers are the same, but if you're on like servers 30s or 60s, I've heard lag is really bad on those servers on Landval. And I was in the 30s in that particular case, but I still think the issue was more so on my end. You can see the back of the chair right here. Anyway. Yeah, the video quality is not as high as it used to be. It's also only 1080p, which to me is okay, but it is... I'm not even live yet. To me, it's okay, but not great. Spectrum does have business account options, but they're really expensive compared to what I'm paying. That's why I'd be hesitant to go with a business option, assuming they could even get it to me in this apartment. Like they should be able to, but I've heard in this particular city that has been an issue to get business at a residential address. But it's something I can ask them about when, I don't know if the technician that comes tomorrow will know about that, but it's something I could ask them about, yes. Because I could go with 600 down and 30 up, I believe. 35 up, maybe. Or I could go with 1,000 down, 35 up on the non-business version. But the reality is, I can actually consider my YouTube channel a business, like it earns me income. It's actually quite valuable income if I'm honest with you all. And having a slow connection or not working connection, not what I pay for connection like this, is actually costing me money, I suppose. It's not like that much from a single stream, but it is the reality that it is. That's why I'd consider it worth it to pay $20 more if it gets me a consistent connection where I can actually stream without all these issues and play LOTRO at the same time, for that matter. But yeah, my old streams used to be 1440p and 22 megabits per second. YouTube actually recommended lower, but I went higher because I had the speed to and my connection was stable enough for it. And right now I'm at 8 megabits per second on 1080p, so it's quite the drop. Even though my upload speed should be 20 megabits per second, I should be able to do like 16 megabits bitrate for the stream, I would say. Barely see the cat. She's illuminated nicely though. I didn't intentionally have the cat tree go there. I actually had no idea where to put it in this apartment because the living room, which is behind me, as much of it as you all can see, has a small couch. It's more of a love seat, small love seat even, and a chair. And there's really no room for the cat tree unless I put it by the TV, but that's kind of boring. And it actually fits basically perfectly where it is, in nice background, I guess, for the camera. Okay. All right, when I say okay, I like have a little lag. Maybe now I'm actually on one of those laggy servers though, because if I type /loc/lock, I'm on 37, which I've heard that would mean that I am on a laggy Landreval server. It's one of the reasons I wasn't the biggest fan of Landreval is actually of all the servers we had, even compared to Brandywine, it was honestly my least favorite server, but it's what the Ken voted for, and it's not like a bad server. It was just my least favorite of all the options. But yeah, lag was actually a concern with Landreval. Now I'm on 15, so we can see if it's actually better. I have no idea where to go on this character. I could do book quests, like he's ready to start Gundabad. I could do what's it called? Could do Blood of Azog. Yeah, he is. I'm not ready for Gundabad, but this character, he's like perfectly fine to go to it. I do have a little bit of Legacy of Durin. I have book 4. It looks like chapter 4, if that's how you prefer to call it. And then I think after 4, it goes to 5, and 5 is the start of Gundabad. I guess we can confirm that. Where are my ports? I totally forgot how to play LOTRO. It has been a long time since I've played. I think the last time I played was... during... Oh, I don't even have a port to Anak Curfew. Well, that's why I can't find it. Oh yeah, I do. It's just not in the right spot. Wolvis. Sorry, Corgi. Oh no, lost your house, Landreval. I hope that's... Or, I really don't hope that's intended. Yeah, that's the thing with this internet, is it really feels like it's decade old, like 720p, 480p connection. That's what it was like with Twitch. One of the reasons I dislike Twitch, and as far as I know, it's still, like when I was looking up their things, I even did a little test to Twitch with my connection, see if it was for some reason better, if like my ISP just really didn't like YouTube servers and just servers, but it had the same issues with Twitch. And yeah, their recommended bit rates were so low compared to YouTube's. And just the video quality whenever I've watched a Twitch stream is very low quality. So that's one of the reasons I'm not personally a big fan of Twitch. I'm actually going to make a video on this, or planning to make a video on this, but right now you all probably cannot see. Here, I'm going to do some OBS magic so you all can see. Oh wow, you can actually Control V. I did not know that Control V actually worked on this. And oh, wrong one. Oh, maybe that is the right one. Okay, let's turn this off. Oh, that's not good. I'm actually confused. Why is that? Oh, it doesn't do that. Okay, hold up. We're going to... There we go. Okay, you all can see my FPS right now. It's about 40. When I tab out of LOTRO, it goes to like 18. That's okay, that's usual. And then I'm going to change something somewhere, and oh, my FPS is still 40. I was hoping this time it would work, or in this particular case, but it did not. So something I have done in the past, and has actually worked in some situations right now, didn't. You can change the CPU priority of LOTRO to higher in the task manager, and it can increase your FPS. I was hoping this would be a good example of that, but it is clearly not. This is just generally low FPS, probably because there are so many things on the screen. My GPU is not being fully utilized right now, if anybody is curious. So there's room for more GPU utilization that the game is not wanting to use. So this is more so an example of, I guess, bad LOTRO optimization, you could say, rather than the fix I was kind of working on. Okay, hold up. I think we're back to normal now. But what I did, yeah, I changed my CPU priority to higher on the task manager. Here's Durin, chapter 5.1, Mini Masters. And there we go. I clicked accept, clearly did not read what was going on, and we're in Zarkel's saloon instead of Anna Curfew. And I believe we gotta go inside. Oh, do we? No, we don't. Yeah, now I'm on server 38, which might explain the hitching that I'm having, even though right now my latency and packet loss and all that sort of stuff is good, as in I'm not losing packets and my latency is low. So supposedly if I relogged right now and got to a different server, my lag would decrease. I'm kind of scared to try, but we can. So yeah, this weekend, I realize I'm all over the place today, but this weekend is when I have planning to do a lot of cleaning with the apartment and getting stuff more put together, but also, same with the setup, actually getting my camera set up and getting my third monitor set up. I do only have two right now, which is, it's sufficient. I could live with two, but since I have a third one, might as well use it. That was really the reason I used three in the first place. Hello, Andrew. With the Anor tunes, I'm transferring them. So the great move is double meaning. It's for me to talk about my actually rough experience with moving, especially in regards to internet. Great timing with that because y'all can see I'm dropping frames right now. And also moving servers from Anor to Landreval and moving all my Anor characters to Landreval. Except I cannot actually transfer characters right now. For some reason, the game just isn't wanting to let the transfer wizard work. But hey, the good news is, oh, I'm actually on server 38 still. Good news is I'm not lagging in LOTRO right now. It's just my stream. So, I don't know if that's quite good news, but... Oh, my FPS is really low, but that's pretty typical with just logging into LOTRO. Like it should. Even my camera, there we go. Just takes a moment to, I don't know, load stuff. Yes, there is a ping monitor option. Right now it's 66, 64, which is about 10 to 15 higher than usual for me. Yet my OBS stream is bouncing very choppily between 3,000 and right now it's actually at 17,000, 16,000. My birth rate's so high, but I'm dropping frames. It's kind of funny. It was just bouncing around like 3 to 4 and 3 to 6,000 though. Okay, we're going to top floor. I will say, compared to the tests I did though, the internet is working better. I thought I finally found a setting that would mostly work though, and it did not. I guess I can do these side quests, I don't know. I really don't know what to do with his... Oh, a key or option, how to get the ping monitor. Well, that ain't it. Advanced graphics. I actually don't know how you get that to show up. Maybe it is always up, connection status. I don't know if there's a key to bring that up. I thought there was a setting I had to enable to get that up, but it is this little thing, and with control backslash you can move the UI elements, make sure it's visible. Yeah, I probably, with my connection being so unstable and being much less than I pay for, that's the annoying part. I could lower the bitrate even more, but it's about time to go down to 720p if I... connection. That would make sense if it was actually connection status. Yep, there it is. So uncheck that, it disappears. Check it, it appears. I searched, what did I search? Latency and ping instead of actual connection. Okay, so we got that, and then we do, oh, we're going to Amdan. Are we? No, we're not. Did he not have a new quest for me? Maybe he did, maybe it was just... Don't y'all love the start of an expansion when you just talk to people and pick things up? It sort of makes sense, but... And I don't think the Gundabad one was all too long, but it is less exciting than just jumping into the new area. Nick, glad you've been loving your warden and got back into LOTRO. Don't know how many barrels with picks there are in here. I could click the other things and get them out of the way, but... we'll move on. Oh yeah, this isn't Elder Slade. Oh, for some reason I was treating it like it was. Hey, we got some combat though. Well, I remembered how to build the important... So it reconnected. don't think you all could see the cat. That's basically what I was trying to show. um, I'd like to give this at least one more try. I don't have to keep this stream going if it's just totally not going to work. But yeah, as I was saying, hopefully it. Well, we're back. I don't know if that is currently a good thing. Like, we're back, but not really working. My internet. All right. I think it has been off for a couple minutes, a minute or two. And this is gonna be bad. That is really blurry. Any moving part, like if I'm just sitting here perfectly still, then it's okay. Like if I go to my desktop view again, like if you're just watching the still image, it should be fine. But this is I just turned the bitrate way down to 4.5 megabits per second. So it should work, but the quality is going to be very bad. I don't know if it's better to have... Like, this is, at the worst, like, the least ideal solution with my internet. If it doesn't get fixed, then this is just, like, a forever problem while I live here, at least. What I talked about earlier was that I could actually stream in this quality. I would drop it down to 720p. Instead of doing 1080p, because it's almost pointless to do 1080p when the quality is this low. And I would record locally. So I would do a separate recording with actually really high bitrate and 1440p, because that's what my monitor native resolution is. I downscaled to 1080p right now. So I would do that and then upload the recording to a second YouTube channel, probably a second YouTube channel. I mean, I could try the main channel, could see how that works. And a whole lot higher quality. So the cost of watching me live is just low video quality would essentially be it. Also, I haven't looked at my audio bitrate. I focused on my, I could probably drop the audio bitrate down a little bit. It'd be very minor, but it'd be like an additional 40 kilobits per second. I'd probably drop it down by 32, actually. But hopefully this holds stable. And I can continue getting to Gundabad on Louis. Almost said Louisden. This is for people that missed it. This is my Anor Warden on Langevall right now because my kin transferred to Langevall, so of course I follow my kin. I know I did that poll on YouTube, but that was more of a fake poll. Sort of. I was really curious what people thought. That's almost more of what it was than me actually choosing based on the poll. I was curious what people thought, and I shared it with my kin to see if it had any influence for them. And all this talking has got me thirsty. I feel like it's a good thing because it makes me drink water, but I ain't used to being this thirsty the past few days. Man, the cat hasn't actually been on my desk too much until this stream. And I just felt the need to blow all the cat fur out of my keyboard. Although it's for hello, Elaney Gaming. And Lance, you are wondering the name of my kin on Landfall. It's the same as they were on Anor. It's Mithril League. We were able to keep the kin name, which was really exciting. Also, I can probably move the microphone slightly farther away. I am liking this microphone arm. It's better than the other one. I mentioned the other one sort of broke, probably as a result of the move, but at some point from the actually 2 moves, it doesn't really work. So this new one's nicer. It was another cheap one. Wasn't quite ready to spend $70 just for a microphone arm. Mithril League. Especially when in the future, this would be a pretty long distance future thing, but I'd consider my next microphone upgrade. I'm with the AT2020 right now, which is very reliable. I see why it's a popular choice for sort of entry level for a better quality microphone. And okay, so we gotta go inside. So yeah, I can see why it's a great microphone, but it is a condenser microphone, which means it has to be like really close to my face. For ideal quality, it'd probably be like this close. I know I got real loud there, but I like the microphone far away, and I also kind of like moving around a little bit so I can go out of its pickup pattern, ideal pickup pattern easily, or if I'm leaning back here, y'all don't hear me as loud. Even if I'm standing and moving around, just all those sorts of issues with a microphone like this. So I was thinking for my next microphone upgrade in the future, perhaps going with a shotgun mic that's like what people use when maybe recording more traditional film type stuff. I don't know. That's not quite what I was trying to say. Who am I distributing to? I don't know, he looks idle. I don't think that's the idle one I was looking for. Probably the Warriors. Oh. Somebody just said ha exclamation in world chat. I don't know if you're on Landreval, but that might be you. Somewhat coincident timing. What is that, Aldian? Aldian? Oh, okay. That was easier than I thought it was. Where is Prince Ingor?
You have armed my folk with the picks and shovels I requested.
Worsted good for anything. Rubber banding, that is true.
The dragon's ice will not keep us from our rightful home for much longer.
Yeah, Rivendell sure is a big cause of broken bones. For some reason, I can't think of the doctor type that deals with broken bones, but they get a lot of business from Rivendell. Kind of totally falls off track when I don't know the name of them. I wonder if that's their gun log. Yes, that is the one from Anor. There is actually a somewhat quicker way down from Elrond's house. Well, his house, but his room. But I forget exactly what it is. Oh yeah, we get a fight alongside Prince Ingor. Trestle Bridge missions. The ones from Wildwood. Seems like the stream is working besides the bad video quality, so questions are good. I mean, that's the thing with streams though. While there is an importance to the visual quality, a lot of the stream content, it's not as relevant as the audio. Like, streams in a way are almost podcast-like, but with something in the background, or at least mine feel like it. Where I often feel like like, you can kind of generally see what I'm doing, going through quests I'm going through and that sort of stuff, but I guess having very high details with the scenes is not always necessary. So it's sort of something that I have come to the... I can't even think of the word right now, but I've come to accept that if I have to drop the quality down, like if this is going to be my regular stream quality, it's okay. Sure, it makes me feel like I'm living in 2012 instead of 2022, but I can still stream, basically. And a few people did vote on the poll that they watch the streams without actually watching them. They actually listen to the streams instead of watch them. And maybe some of them like pay a little bit of attention, but not much. I feel weird sitting down now. Like, I was getting tired of standing up and I wanted to sit down, but now I actually feel weird sitting. It almost makes it more comfortable by having stood for a while.
My kill beasts will take care of you.
And yeah, if the stream, like, if I'm not dropping frames, then, you know, not dropping frames is better than having a bit more visual quality. And hey, my screen is blocked by my face cam and my cat cam, which is coming soon. Maybe I can just make those bigger and make them the focus of this stream instead. Oh man, I can't even see their name. I don't know if it's intentional, if they have like a hidden name. Put user and timeout, hide user. It's so hard to just like ban on YouTube. I realize it's 2 buttons. Another bad thing, I mentioned this before, but when you ban somebody, they should hide their name, because a lot of the spam is actually in the name rather than the message itself. As in, my personal recommendation is not connect to that website. So I wish you could just remove the message without it showing to everybody that, hey, this message is deleted from this person. Anyway. Okay, so the missions. Level 111 Hunter. Yes, the missions, every mission anywhere, if it's a part of the missions mission system, they scale to your character's level automatically. I wonder if they'll have missions with the new zones. They haven't done missions in a while, but I kind of like them. It'd be nice to have more options. I just feel like they weren't implemented in the best way initially. And they've been made better over time. I still don't think they're perfect, but, you know, having more wouldn't be a bad thing. Maybe with the delving system, I think that's going to introduce some difficulty options to missions for like different rewards and the such. Maybe with that they will add a new mission set. I feel extra comfortable also because the stream is working, even if it's such a low bit rate. Like, I'm looking at the full screen 1080p on my second monitor, which is a 1080p monitor, and the quality is honestly not that bad. It's not good. Probably can't read the world chat, especially considering I'm playing on 1440p, so all the text is small anyway. So that kind of compounds the issue, but it's not that bad. It's not as bad as I almost assumed going all the way down to 4500 kilobits would. So I guess I'm satisfied feeling due to that. Oh no. Did I really have to talk about the stream quality? That is all my fault. Like, sure, I could blame my ISP, but we all know the issues right now are my fault. There we go. I think it's working again. Well, full inventory. Servers changed, but inventory has not changed. Can't believe I'm getting issues all the way down to 4,500. Like, I feel like if my ISP was actually throttling me, like I don't know if they do, but there are some things that make that, like, suspicious. I don't know if Spectrum actually would throttle for, like, a lot of upload data to YouTube. I think I've heard that they throttle... you know, don't know how true this is, but throttle VPN connections and throttle Netflix and maybe other streaming services from the download end of things, but I don't know about upload. I've heard a lot of issues with people with Twitch, kind of similar-ish issues when I've just been troubleshooting all this the past couple days. And yeah, why Langevall and not Arkenstone? Honestly, my initial thought was to transfer to Arkenstone, but the reality is that I was going to go wherever my kin went. And my kin did 2 votes over quite a long period of time, and ultimately Langevall won. Was honestly my least favorite server of all the US ones. We always would have done a US/NA server. But Langevall won, and it's not like any of the LOTRO servers are bad, in my opinion and experience with them at least. But Langevall was just my personal least favorite of them. I think Langevall does have a great community. In my experience with it, again, I think that's great. I'm less interested in the roleplay. I think that's almost one thing. As you all probably have seen, I'm not that big into the roleplay of it. And then, as somebody just mentioned in chat, Langevall is also known as Lagdraval for a reason, because it can be quite laggy, seemingly for no reason, except for if you are on what I have heard. If you're in a server list that is either in the 30s or 60s, so if you type /LOC, you get your location, you also get your server you are on. The 30s and 60s servers are supposedly the very laggy ones, even if you actually have a stable connection, low latency, it don't really have much packet loss. You know what I should be doing? I should actually transfer. I can't transfer. I forget the transfer thing's not working for me right now. And it's not like the other servers aren't laggy, but I just know Langevall has been known for this issue. And I know Crick Hollow and Arkenstone, of course, are generally laggy because of population. My top server, for a while there, was actually Gladden and not Arkenstone, because Gladden was a smaller server. It was most similar to Anor, and I've heard it's a very friendly server, one of the least laggy ones, probably at least partially due to the low population. And it's almost hard to play right now with this lag. Very bad on Warden when we get to any combat. I guess it's fine for me to play without my reputation stuff that I can get from Arkenstone, but that's why I wanted to move instead of... I guess I moved this character to Gundabat. I mean, every little key press I make that's QWEASD is technically a move of some sort. As long as I can get range resounding challenge, I'm glad I can still, like, it's just in total muscle memory for me to build that real quick. Do I even need to kill these things? No, I don't. Wait, we still have the summer seasonal instances going on? Man, I would have assumed those ended a long time ago. Let's see if the instance panel ever loads up. We have Erebor's Peak. Yeah, we still have the ring going on. I could actually run that. Getting tired. My sleep schedule has been a little bit messed up lately, but it's... last night I didn't get too much sleep. So, I also wanted to take a shower before I go to bed. I wanted to take a shower before I did the stream, but sort of ran out of time. Talking about Warden like dance steps. That's an interesting way to put it. It's kind of weird that the Warden is a combo class. Because you do combinations of gambit builders, which build gambits. And the gambits are the combination, so it's a combo class in that way. But I never really feel like it's a combo class, and in other games, I always hate combo classes, and like those fighting games, street fighting games, like the Naruto fighting game. I really don't know what genre that is, so just some examples where you do all the combos with the buttons on the controller and the such. I don't like those games. I just have no interest in them, partially because they're fighting games. That's not too interesting of a game genre, type, archetype, whatever you want to call it to me. But anyway, I don't like combo classes, yet I love the Warden because I don't feel like it's a combo class. I think partially just because of the skin of the gambit system. It almost feels more sequence than combo, which might just be semantics. But that is kind of the way I feel about it. Do I happen to have any town services? So I've not played in the past 2 weeks. Okay, what can I do with my inventory? Well, I can destroy that. What's that? There we go. I guess I could go to Bree and organize this character. But I really need to transfer my characters from Arkenstone to here is somebody was asking about this, so yeah, copy my Arkenstone characters to Landreval. Somebody was asking about my kin. So there is the Discord link for my kin. I know a lot of people like Discord. And the kin site, ultimately you're going to have to go to the kin site, so might as well link that too. There's information about my kinship, which has just transferred recently to Landreval. In fact, we're fairly populated compared to how we were on Anor. Maybe this is sort of typical. I don't even know what today is. Is it Thursday? Yes, it's Thursday. Okay. We have, I think, a few new people, though, that might have never even been on Anor, but could actually be from Landreval. I haven't kept up all that well with the kin, but that is at least what I've heard from other members, that there are new people from Landreval. And with Landreval being a more populated server, it's a great opportunity for our kinship to get more people. Friday Eve, Thursday. Yeah, I've actually been, so starting at my new school again, I have been remote this past week, so I lose track of the days very easily. I guess I can get these expedition supplies. Did not want to do that. Still learning the desk. So, I believe y'all could still hear me, but the desk has 3 settings, 3, 2, and 1, and I thought I might have had a different setting for 2 than I did. Yeah, actually somebody in kin chat, which is blurred mainly for just general kin member privacy, and not wanting to blurt out everything they say to the stream. But they were talking about them being on server 33 and lagging a lot, and I'm also on server 33 and lagging a lot. So it's not just me. I'll try relogging, see if that sort of an experiment for me. I haven't really had to deal with this on an or even Arkenstone for that matter, but try relogging, see how that might change the server I'm on, if it changes the server I'm on, or if it's location based in the game. Maybe even have to completely restart the game. I'm not sure that'd be the case because you seem to transfer servers when you like instance into a new area. Thing with the cat cam, I'm just like almost passively in the background thinking about my setup and the such. But the thing with the cat cam is I really have to consider how I want to position it, because right now y'all actually can't see. If I'm in the standing position, y'all could see the cat that's on the tree. She's at the very top of the tree. So yeah, I'll have to think about how I position the cat cams. So if they're on the kind of middle portions of the tree, there's a little cat cubby hole right there on the same level as the food bowl. That could be in frame, and the top of the tree. I don't know, there's not really an area around my desk, unlike last time, for the cat to sit like to the side and actually have a bed that they usually ignore, but sometimes don't. There's not quite something like that. And yeah, perhaps for a less laggy server, I've heard Gladden might be less laggy, but with Landreval it seems to be almost draw of the luck which server you're on or which location you're in. And based on what I've heard, I've been on Landreval, have played on it on the past a little bit more casually and like for YouTube series really. Not all that much compared to Arkenstone and Anor. But on my limited experience today, and a lot from what I've heard from other players over the years and from Canton members from transferring from Anor to Landreval, the experience with lag and how they deal with it. So people on Gladden complain of lag. Okay, that is good to know. Really, the reality, unfortunately, with LOTRO is all servers are going to have lag to an extent. It's just some might be better than others, some might be always worse, some might be in certain areas worse, which seems to be the case with Landreval. Like, it's almost inconsistent. I've kind of heard that with Crit Hollow. I don't know, population-wise, we're at 491, which seems relatively high for Landreval. I assume population has been slowly dwindling. Well, I sure hope it's not because of dots. That would mean that I am a big cause of lag when I'm in combat. Gladden is 363. That's not too tiny, but that definitely seems smaller than when LOTRO got the huge boost. Brent, thank you for joining the stream. I believe you've been here with the troubleshooting and all the stream issues for quite a while, so I do appreciate that as well. Hope you've enjoyed it, despite all the issues. Alright, let's find a vendor to sell some useless junk to. I guess I should keep that to disenchanted to ancient scripts, but I'm going to have like way over the cap of those. Oh, actually I don't have any ancient scripts on the server. I haven't transferred my shared storage. Brandywine is only 435. That is, first note is that surprising, but that might actually not be, because I've heard Brandywine has a pretty large Russian population, which would have different peak times than, say, US. So ultimately, I don't really know what that. But it is surprising to me that it's actually lower than what is on Landreval non-anonymous right now. Still significantly higher. This is like 10 times as many people as Anor, so It's a huge boost in population either way for me and all the people in my kin, really. Even if it's lower than Arkenstone. Alright, so I think I'm about ready to go out, but I honestly don't know if I want to. Since it's getting kind of late, I don't know if I want to quite go on a big questing adventure. I feel set up and ready to adventure in Gunda battle on this character now, but not right now. So what I'm thinking is, I'll still do some more stuff, but I'm going to try one more time to transfer. And if that doesn't work, then I am going to... Server connection timed out. Great. If that doesn't work, then I am going to... go to Arkenstone. I don't know why that took me so long to think of. So for Australian population, that one, Arkenstone might be the best bet for that. Looks like the transfer is still not working. I don't know if that's because of issues like with my internet and streaming, or if there's actually issues from Standing Stone Game side on that. I know I've had a lot of random just stuff today, but random note, y'all can see when it's like very easy to shake my camera. It is as much as I like the desk, the legs, the sit stand, and all that sort of stuff with it, it is a tad bit wobbly. Like if I'm not too much if I'm typing and just sitting here, but it's very easy for me to like rock the camera a little bit. And since everything's attached to the desk, I can't really do sit stand and attach things to the wall all that well. Cat fur, little fluff ball flying around. Let's see all my characters on Arkenstone. And this apartment's pretty strict with holes in the wall, it sounds like. But yeah, since everything's attached to the desk, everything's going to wobble, including the camera a little bit. It's a little bit more wobbly when it's all the way at the top, but it does not wobble too much while moving up and down, which is good. It has a 300-pound weight limit. I would estimate the desktop is over 50 pounds. It's really hard to tell because of the awkward size, and I actually have a scale where I could measure, but I never did measure, and now I can't feasibly measure it, but I could have had the potential to measure the weight, but it's really heavy. But yeah, because of the awkward size, I can't quite tell compared to something where I'm more familiar with the weight. I wonder if she's saying I love you or you're mine. Am I your human? Am I just here to pet you? Give you food? And water? And comfy places to sleep? Yeah, has me all distracted. Oh yeah, so I have all my 120 Valor characters from when they were like on a 75% off sale. This is the original Melrethel. This was my original Warden. They'll make me fall in love with Wardens. Yeah, all these Lu characters are Valor. Louisden was even Valor. Louis was leveled partially in Valor. Both Louisden and Louis were partially leveled in Valor. All these characters are originals. So one of my storage characters, actually have two, but the captain one, be interested to see what he has. I probably won't transfer my original Malrethel. I'll keep her on Arkenstone and maybe my original Legan and those characters, but some of the Valord ones I'd like to transfer. I don't know quite how much, like I have LOTRO points saved up just from when I get VIP and playing, but I don't know how many LOTRO points I'm quite willing to spend on transfers, maybe 3-ish characters. At least to start. Because the real question I have to ask myself is how much am I going to play them? And for a lot of the characters, it would be not that much. But my Runekeeper, potentially Luiden, I haven't actually decided on him. I probably will transfer him, but probably won't play him that much. Cat's bumping. One thing with the microphone, this is an issue with the microphone and not the microphone stand, but the... what's it called? The stand holder or something. It's like a little twist knob. I don't think y'all can quite see it, but it's a little twist knob on the other side right here. It's loose, so the microphone itself kind of wobbles around a little bit, like, I was probably creating all sorts of lovely noises, but wobbles around a little bit like this. And it's very easy for the cat to bump it, apparently, and, like, knock it actually out of place. It's something I have a little bit of tape there actually right now, but it's something I could secure, but then it'd become more fixed and less flexible, and I like being able to move it if I need to. Anyway. We don't have any LOTRO to play, do we? So yeah, for this character I have a few heritage runes, and that is my cat moving me. I have a few heritage runes. I thought he had all my heritage runes. I guess I should look in his... both in the vault and shared storage. I should have a lot of heritage runes on the server. In fact, I think Luiden has quite a few. He has all the Gundabad ones. That's still not me moving my character. It is my cat's... I'd say tail. That's not quite her butt, but it's her tail close to her butt. Recommend server for new player. It's really something, all the servers have a reason to choose them. If you're interested in a less populated one that might be less laggy than other servers, you could go with Gladden. If you're interested in a more populated one, you could try Crick Hollow, which would probably have more low-level players, or Arkenstone, which would have more PvMP players, more... more end-game players, so for like instances, pugs, of that type of stuff. And Langeball, which I would probably guess is somewhere in between Crick Hollow and Gladden, and has more role-playing if you're interested in that. Brandywine, people play there. I have less knowledge of the server to really comment on it. There's actually a way I could see LOTRO frying a graphics card. It's really weird, but this used to happen with me with my old GPU. There was one area. Let me just check this character's vault real quick, just because I'm curious what he has. Okay, he has some crafting stuff and the such. And because of my temporary setup, I have a little piece of wood, like a small, I don't know, it's not even a foot by foot, but like maybe 10 inches by 8, wood board on top of my desk to get the clamp for the microphone arm to work, because the desk has a like bezel, I guess if that's the right word, but a little curve to it on the end. because it's a very nice desktop, especially for what I paid for it. And it so I have, yeah, that little wood board, but I have a water bottle, a full water bottle here. That's a little bit heavy, just sitting on it, and the cat almost knocked that down as she's trying to bump the microphone all sorts of places. But yeah, on the loading screen, LOTRO has actually used to have, for my old GPU at least, and even laptops in the past, had 100% GPU utilization, which was interesting. It was like the only place where the GPU would go to 100%, all the fans would kick on and all the such. And I guess if you have like all your stuff set up so you don't have temperature issues, it wouldn't really be a problem. But it's almost like doing a stress test, like maybe Afterburner or something like that. I think that's the one for GPUs, or one of the ones for GPUs. Furmark? I don't know about Afterburner. Or are they the same thing? Like 3D Mark? Furmark? Afterburner? Are those real things? Am I just saying names? Anyway, we got this character as Vault, and I'll check this shared storage real quick. That's not full. It has even more crafting stuff, like random, really random, some process, some just garns. Seemingly really random stuff, and then, yeah, general boosts, some Virtue XP, legendary item stuff, whole bunch of random, almost junk type stuff. Okay, Afterburner is the one where you can overclock. That's right. I'm just getting names mixed up right now. I think Furmark or 3D Mark, maybe it's the same thing again, but I think that's the one that people use to stress test. I know when I got my GPU, I did that just to make sure temperatures and everything was working fine with it. I haven't overclocked this GPU. I don't really intend to. But yes, this would be the login screen right here, character selection screen rather. This used to be an area that would kick my GPU up to 100% utilization. I don't know if I uncap the frame rate. I don't know if it does cap the frame rate here. Which... I'm actually getting some black right there. But if I turn that off, I don't know if that will increase my GPU usage, but the point is it's not 100% GPU utilization here, so it doesn't seem to be an issue right now. Here's my other bank alt. But I don't know if that's because of my GPU being a newer one, 3070 Ti, or if it's because they've actually implemented some fix or it actually did limit the frame rate. But anyway, that's why I could see LOTRO frying a GPU. I don't know if that was the case, but long story short. Yeah, I have more heritage runes. I have tons of heritage runes. If there is a season that has something that I absolutely want and feel like I must have, that is when I'm finally going to use my heritage runes, and that's exactly why in the first season, like when the reward track first came out, that's why one of my big tips for it was to... She is just relentless. I know that's usually the case, but now that she can totally mess up the microphone a lot more easily, she's doing it. I caught it. Okay, so this character, yeah, this is my inventory, some random crafting stuff, because why not? Honestly, a bunch of random stuff on this character. A vault, that's what I'd be most interested in. Crafting stuff, really. Oh. Well, I think I was mainly looking at the storage that whole time. That we had a little gap there. But yeah, mainly crafting stuff is ultimately what I was getting at. Not even good crafting stuff. It's like some gems for jewel jewel crafting. What is it called? Jeweler. And some scroll cases that I'd honestly just sell nowadays because there's way too many that just take up way too much space. And then some like loot box gear. I don't think this is disenchantable version. I don't even know if this is necessarily all loot box. Some of it might just be looted gear. These ones that give like +3 valor, those are definitely loot box, the old loot boxes. Back when you could actually loot the sturdy steel keys necessary for them. Don't quite know how much that's doing anything. Okay, it seemed to work a little bit. And then... And I hope that didn't pick up on the microphone. That was a loud squeak. But because of my cat, I had to fix the microphone. As positioning. Maybe I'm too picky with the positioning on it. So I can go back to Arkenstone. I did disconnect from the game as well. And just check the characters. So for low-level players or new players, yeah, low-level players, I don't think they really use the instance finder. Really, nobody uses the instance finder for finding instances. It's more so to start instances. It's more of an instance starter than an instance finder. I think I made a video, well, it's more of a stream clip, but I have a video on my channel about that. Okay, so that was second bank all. We can go back to this because I am back in game now. Other characters to check, I would be, of course, interested in what Louisden has. We can eventually get to him, but how about my original Warden? Yeah, I've heard people like farming home. I haven't actually done it. That is the one craft that I just haven't done. I might have done a little bit of it a long time ago, but maybe someday I should try it. Okay, so original Warden. Wonder if I have any good titles. I don't pay attention to my titles, but just because this is such an old character, I might have some interesting titles. I don't know if there are any like limited time ones that I could have gotten on this character. But yeah. Gear wise, I didn't have all that great of gear. I did finally get to doing, I did Veils of Anduin on this character. I think I did all of Veils of Anduin on this character, and she was really undergeared. She had like, I think not only Mordor gear, but some pre-Mordor gear at the time. It was really bad. So I got that improved, and I think I tried to barter for what I could. And yeah, I jumped straight into, what's that called? Veils of Anduin. So it was actually kind of tough. It was a challenge at the time. If any of y'all watched the streams of my original Veils of Anduin playthrough. Legendary items, I haven't looked too much at those for this, my old, like really old characters. I tried to a little bit for the reward track stuff and appraising them. Looks like I did that for this character. But yeah, this one was my original Warden that was initially leveled after my Runekeeper. So I did my Runekeeper to Moria, and then I hated Moria, so I started leveling alts, and one included the Warden. I did not like the Warden all that much at first, but then I did the Warden past Moria while my Runekeeper was still in Moria, and Warden eventually was the first to get to the level cap at the time, which was Rise of Isengard, so it was 75. Then eventually I got my Runekeeper to 75 as well. And then, like, yeah, basically this was the character I played throughout the rest of the game. And my Runekeeper in the mix, and even my Lore Master at some point got into the mix. Some of them were more like sword halls, work pins, boosted leveling, or skirmishes rather than questing a lot of the way there, but my champion eventually got pretty close. I think he was around 115, 116. Curious what's in this character's vault. I guess I should go the other way to get there. So yeah, that's the deal with this character. And then Anor launched and I remade the high elf version of Melrethel, and as I shared earlier, who knows if it was captured at all with all the issues, but Melrethel from Anor, who is basically the recreation of this character on Arkenstone, but as a high elf, was converted into a male high elf and moved to Landreval and was renamed.
For me?
So it's almost like completely remaking the character, but you keep all the same stuff that the old character had. Cost me, what, like 2,500 LOTRO points for the race change, which was more of a gender sex change. And yeah, it cost a lot, but going forward, I thought it would be the best. Wow, that is a lot of enhancement runes. I did not realize I had that many. These are level 116 enhancement runes. That is not ideal. I guess that is what it is with the praising. No, actually, you could appraise at 121. I don't know why I appraised for this character. Maybe it was for something unrelated even. But hey, any character that's level 116 plus is set with purple enhancement runes. Wish you could turn them in, even like one ancient script or 100 of these into one ancient script. I don't know, quite 100, but yeah, that would be nice. Otherwise I can make like 13 gold, which really isn't much. Okay, so vaults. Yeah, I have the Aja Korra set. Oh yeah, I have this is the character with the Isengard stuff. Including, yes, the prisoner stuff, which I don't really use. And the Grey Company, that is one of my favorite outfits. I'll be so excited to have the Grey Company stuff on Landreval, because I never did get that on Anor, actually. And yeah, compared to other items, I agree, Sand and Snow, that enhancement runes are worth a lot to the vendor. Like 13 gold for a stack of items in LOTRO is actually a lot. I have some fireworks that, just to free up space, I could definitely destroy. But I think all these cosmetic items I'll make sure that they're in my wardrobe first of all, and I'll probably give them to a character that I do transfer. Same with all the dyes. And I'm really going to leave. It's almost sad in a way. It's one reason I did want to go to Arkenstone. Like I mentioned, Gladden was an appealing server to me, but of course Arkenstone was, because that's the server that even a lot of the people in the kinship were from. That's the server that yeah, I like started on Arkenstone and it lived through the great server merges of like 2015 or 2016, whenever that was, and all that stuff. Okay, so all of these cosmetics, what is the best way to get these? Ooh, some of these are bound to her. I guess I would have to do wardrobe, because I would transfer my wardrobe, but then I'll eventually be able to get the prisoner outfit back again. I just have to go through the Isengard quest, which I do plan to do on my minstrel. Y'all might remember Gru. I do intend to play him some more eventually. I forgot we're on Arkenstone. It's only about 100 more non-anonymous than Langevall, so it's a bit surprising from the Langevall end of things. See, these are my last online, like, the longest. I wish it would give year. That would be so interesting to see what year these people were on, rather than just, like, month and day. Gru was the level 50 boosted minstrel, yes. He was one of the few characters that I really liked a level 50 boost on. So most recent on Spookfast, he's actually the kin leader on Landreval for Mithril League. Also known as Jimmy, for any of you that recognize that. It looks like Annie is, I think she's planning to transfer her hunter. She was also named Annie on Nor, and I think Langevall now. Some of these people, I have no idea who they were. I have faint memories, like Joth. I have no idea who they are. Duelistin. Nimrethel, that's close to Melrethel. Nimlathiel? Gestel? I have a level 2 on my friends list. Interesting. Yeah, so for kin members, this character is not an akin. Oh yeah, so I know why this character is not an akin. I used to be in the kin that a few of the people from the Mithril League were in, Guardians of the White Tree. Some of my characters are still on it. But this character, I actually tried some different kins. I did, apparently, I think both Jimmy, who was Spookfast on Arkenstone, and another person from my old kin were in this kin, and I didn't even know that, but Rare Breed, which I did not like that kin. But I was in there briefly. I might have been in another kin and bounced around, but I just wasn't really finding good, consistent groups to play with at the time, so I was mostly doing solo stuff at that point, or pugs. So ultimately, this character is not in a kit right now, is the point. And I think what I'm going to do to actually do some stuff is get all of my bound to account cosmetics and send it. Oh, the question is, who do I send it to? Oh, that's something I'm going to have to think about, actually. Who I'm going to transfer and make sure they get the cosmetics, or the cosmetics are in my shared storage. Either of those would work, but I have to make sure that that is something I account for when I transfer my characters here. Something I didn't really think too much about. So say a character that I know is going, but I have no idea if they have room, is going to be Louis. Oh, the Grey Company stuff is bound? Oh, for some reason I thought I was bound to account. I'll just have to make sure that is in my wardrobe. That's going to be something that like remains permanently in my wardrobe on Landfall, especially until I get a copy of that on a Landreval character, so basically on Gru. Okay, don't really care about the Festive Azure, that's something every character gets. Wigfield, Wigfeld. I believe everybody gets that now. I guess because I have it, I can do Flames of the Deep. Also some much needed organization going on right here. Ceremonial Wigfield. I don't know. I'm going to send that just to be safe. that one. I wonder Rune Makers, how this character ended up with the Rune Maker stuff. It's not that big of a deal. I'm not too worried about that, but I could put it in my shared storage wardrobe, I mean. Okay, so I'm going to have to make space otherwise, so Louisden can take all my heritage runes. Don't y'all love moving in LOTRO? This has gotta be the most exciting thing. I haven't even talked about too much to my move to this apartment, but essentially there were a lot of troubles. I forgot that was one of the things I was not supposed to talk about, but was planning on talking about. So yeah, it's been slow getting settled in, and I still have issues with some of the appliances, namely right now my dryer. To keep it simple just totally doesn't work. Yeah, I'm going to have to do this with every single character and try to fit as much as possible on the characters that I do transfer. They're going to have like completely full, what are those things called that hold items? Oh, Flames of the Deep is bound? Okay then. Carry-alls, they'll have to, yeah, have completely full carry-alls. Even these things, I guess I could turn into ancient scripts, except I am at 67,000. Wow, I have a lot of ancient scripts on this server. This is going to take quite a while. I really didn't fully consider, why do I keep that? That's kind of interesting, but Defender's Battle Helm, level 115. I think it's an interesting item worth keeping just because of interest, but the problem is it takes up storage space. These look like gloves that are actually used. Probably should be using. Maybe. If I had enough finesse, the gloves I have equipped could be better. It really doesn't matter for this character though, I'll just keep both. So for the dryer, it's not the heating element, it is there's no handle and the vent thing, tube, hose. I can't even think of what it is right now. But the exhaust vent is not connected to where it goes in the wall. And even without the handle, the like thing that you would push or whatever turn, I don't know how it is with this particular dryer, but the thing you do to turn it on, you can't really do with what's sticking out there. So yeah, that was one of the issues, but that's even after having more issues with other things, such as some pieces of the shower, namely the flange, for anybody familiar with that. It's a little like ring thing around the shower head pipe thing that connects to the wall. That was loose, and the pipe itself was actually leaking, like it had little holes in it that water was leaking out of. The faucet was leaking out of the handle. So issues with pipes, issues with shelves, and issues with floor. Whole lot of issues basically here that I have had to, I feel like I haven't actually been able to settle in or even get my stuff like started to organize because I've had to have maintenance come and do the stuff. At least maintenance people here are nice, but the initial movement experience was pretty rough here. But I guess that's partially apartments for you, or at least this one. Like, I've had other apartments that have been dirty and just, like, needed cleaning. They weren't fully cleaned, but at least the stuff worked and it looked like people walked through it. Like, management or whatever it is actually, say, looked at the dryer and noticed that, hey, it is or is not working. or they looked at just whatever. I guess I can put these in my shared storage. I thought I'd have space for them. But yeah, while I'm happy, say, to have moved and be where I am and all that sort of stuff, there are things that definitely make me feel like, well, I guess overall, this apartment is a downgrade compared to the previous one. So that's why it sometimes feels a bit odd to me, because it really is just a downgrade in terms of quality. That said, while the background for, say, my stream and all that isn't the most exciting, the layout is really nice with this apartment. That is one thing that it has going for it. It has a really nice layout, and there is some stuff, perhaps from it being older, that like from what am I even thinking, like finishing perspective. Yeah, perhaps just finishing touches perspective. There are some actually nice things. But then a lot of stuff like not working. They have some really inefficient light bulbs. That is one of the annoying things. Like, I just don't turn the kitchen lights on because they aren't like regular light bulb sockets, whatever fixture they have up there. But it lets out an crazy amount of heat. So a lot of the energy is just like wasted to heat compared to LED light bulbs. I can't even see what type they are. They could be LED, but I don't think they are. And then they've had halogen light bulbs in a lot of the fixtures, which are just so inefficient compared to LEDs. So I have replaced a lot of the lights with LEDs and tried to just use lamps, really. But yeah, the maintenance side, the people, I don't know how many there are, but the two I've met are nice at least. Anyway, I'm totally distracted from the whole apartment thing, but yeah, that's been a whole journey. So I have all these. Yes, I need to do wardrobe, which is 38 out of 40. Okay, let's see. I do not have great company stuff in here. Robe of the 7 stars. What can I delete? Okay, I can safely delete Captain's Arm. Nobody cares about that. Officer's set would be nice to have. Mountain Archivist. Gundab. Oh, Gundad. I could take that out. Nice to have Wardens back in there, I guess. Officer stuff is nice, but I could always craft it for a character if I wanted. Wall Warden. I probably won't use Wall Warden. Like, it's a neat thing, but, well, that's one bound to this character. I'd rather, like, stuff I can make myself. I'd rather... Yeah, stuff I can make myself, I would rather delete. So the officer set I will get rid of. Because if I want that on a character, I can just craft it. And we will go with Great Company is higher priority to me. So we'll put full Great Company set in there. And I hope this wardrobe transfer works as I am thinking it will. I was already in my wardrobe. Great. And then prisoner. Oops. Prisoner set next. So I need 5 spaces for this. We can get rid of, I don't know, Wigfeld. Although that is... No, that was not one bound to this character. Okay. I don't know that I'll use the prisoner set, but so I have it available. Okay, and then this character has... I shouldn't need to transfer loot boxes, no point in that, really. Sturdy steel key. That's something I'd be interested in sending off. All the crafting stuff can go to probably Louisden. So I guess I am going to transfer Louisden and Louis on this server. Let's see, as far as other characters, like if I did one more character, I have to think of who I would want to do. Probably one of my level 120 boosted characters, but the question is which one? I would say not Guardian. Potentially Lore Master or Captain or Burglar. Those would probably be the type of classes I would lean towards doing. Health potions, they are good ones. Universal, anything like that. Delphin's crams actually are worth saving, trying to save, I think. Level 116 food. Might as well keep that on this character. Enhancement runes. Oh wow, that's actually going to cost a lot to send. I'll try to put that in my shared storage instead. Let's see, yeah, shared storage, that's what I want to look at. We were going to put enhancement runes in here, which could go in, say, this one. Oh. Hey, I believe we're back. Internet completely disconnected this time, it seemed. Or at least LOTRO and the stream disconnected, so can only assume the entirety of my internet disconnected. We were on Arkenstone. So as far as the rest of the stream goes, I know this isn't the most exciting. I don't know, maybe it is for some people, but it's something I really need to do, and it's the whole theme of this stream, but ultimately what the must have made a lot of scratches on the mouse pad while she was up here, because I don't think these marks were here before. Hello, David. But yeah, just going through the inventory. To me, it's almost relaxing in a way. It feels kind of like cleaning the house. Satisfying when you're done. You can feel the results as you're going. So David, you're thinking about switching to LOTRO from WoW. I made that switch a long time ago. There were times when I'd like play LOTRO more, play WoW more, but yeah, really, I would say Battle for Azeroth would be the big WoW expansion that just made me like totally switch over. I haven't really played WoW since then. I guess we can go back to my warden if it wants to. Oh yeah, LOTRO is up and going. Riff Magos, by the way. I saw your name. I saw I had a new member, but I did not actually see who became a member, but it might have been you. In case I did not say this with all the issues going on, especially earlier, I really do appreciate you becoming a channel member. I know at least you have in the past, but becoming a channel member again now that I'm actually active, I do appreciate that. It is helpful. Okay, switching from your other account. That was a big yawn, but David, thank you for subscribing to my channel as well. Which, speaking of subscribers to my channel and yawn, okay, yawn has interrupted the subscribers to my channel, so hopefully I'll remember that. But thank you for the 20 SEK. Sweden? Is that a Sweden? Let's see, SEK. I don't know what currency that is. Swedish krona. Okay. I guess at least I recognize it as Swedish just because of the S. And partially because you told me your Y, or your J sounded like it does in those countries. Like a Y does in the US. I'm almost at this point with JAN instead of thinking Jan. I almost instantly go to yawn anyway. But yeah, thank you for that. Definitely really do appreciate it. I almost feel like instead of being like appreciative at first, I was just curious what the SEK was, but good to know now. Do not play on Arkenstone. I used to. I know this character is on Arkenstone though, but switching to Landreval. That is one of the things of the move. Okay, did I get my... This person was following me earlier. They almost have 1,000,000 health. They were so close. Then they just disappeared. Okay, that's my shared storage. I think that is good. Actually, we could put all this stuff in my shared storage. And it's not good. This thing, this thing, this. This. Oh, I wonder if that will switch. It's bound to Melrethel. I wonder if Melrethel on Blanderval will be able to use that when I transfer the shared storage. That would be amazing. Rune carved tablet. I guess that can go to my warden. It's just one, but I'd feel so bad leaving that. Okay, Daleman's Crams. That's another thing I did actually want to go. And all this premium stuff. This character has some of this stuff, so let's just shove all this in there. 10-year Mordor frame. I guess I can just use that. I don't care too much. I got all of the things. I believe I got all the things cosmetic-wise. So I am moving largely because Anor is shutting down. So that is where I used to play. That was like my main server. But because it's shutting down, my kin had to move servers, and ultimately through a couple rounds of voting and a whole lot of debate, Landreval won the poll. It won the vote, so that is where we are going, and where I am also going. All that crafting stuff can go in carry-alls that I may or may not have. Yes, Arkenstone does have more population. It seems to be about 100 to 150 more players, maybe at this current moment, non-anonymous, but yeah. We voted for a lower population server, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Like, while Arkenstone was one of my higher choices in comparison, I wonder if I should just get a loot box to open, or if I should actually try that trick of sending the key. You know what? I'll try that trick. Hey, that guy's back. Anything else worth sending on this character, or is this character good and I can mark it as done? Maybe some traveling rations. Ooh, should I send traveling rations? That would be pretty tough to get on Anor. Like, if I could actually get those transfer from non-Anor to Anor. And having traveling rations on Anor, that would have been something. Yeah, I don't necessarily need those on Landreval. They can stay here on Arkenstone on this character. They're this character's traveling rations anyway. Okay. So, I believe that is everything on this character. Double check the vault. Yep. Okay. As y'all can tell, it's my bedtime, but now that things are mostly working, I clearly want to play LOTRO. I haven't actually played the game in quite a while. Probably about a month at this point. It is time for the sleeps. Oh, for some reason I thought I still had to wait for the logout. Y'all have to think kind of between these three characters, Burglar, Captain, or Lore Master. Which of those three would I prefer? Or Champion. I could do that. I know I have Louis in the Champion. I feel like Lore Master might ultimately be the best choice, although I don't like playing Yellow Line. I think it'd be fun to have a high level one. Because Burglar, Captain, I actually have a Lore Master. I guess I have a Captain. He's not my favorite. That I can transfer. I could actually turn him. Oh, that's a him. Lewin. Ooh, I don't like that name. He's also a bit ugly. But Captain might make most sense for me. But anyway, we can get to the next character. I don't know if I want to do a character that's as busy as my Warden was. So, how about my level 116 champion? We'll do him. Good to know I still, like, lean back to stretch my legs. Maybe that means it's time to stand. We'll actually do that. I can try to move at the same rate, but it's tough. That's the whole point of this, to be able to move. Okay, hopefully the audio... I really don't know when I stand how that affects the audio, because theoretically everything should stay the same if I'm at like the same relative position to the desk, then I'm at the same relative position to the microphone and the camera, but I don't think that's quite the case. I don't think I have it like that fine-tuned yet. Okay, I heard a cat making a lot of noise. She was just laying in like paper, cardboard, like a long, I don't know, packing paper, that's what it's called, from a box from the microphone stand, actually. Microphone arm. Hobbit Hunter on Landreval. Soon enough, you can make a Hobbit champion on Landreval if you'd like.
Could I speak with you a moment? Hello there.
Okay, what does this guy have? Anything interesting? He's a level 116 champion. Don't see much interesting in his inventory. 1 gold's fine. He can keep anything that gives him gold. He has a whole bunch of Ultimate Fan bundles, which all my characters will get. He has some crafting items, and his vault is Vibrant Westfold, Kalinard, Westfold. That cosmetic set was like interesting. I think it could be worth keeping, but he does not have Cloak of Many Worlds. I should have that on other characters, but yeah, maybe it's a good idea to make sure I actually send that to a character. that can make use of it. Enhancement runes I don't care about that much. He can keep some. So maybe to... Ooh, where are my cosmetics going to? Also feel the need to tiptoe for some reason. Oh, and heritage runes. Definitely want to send those away. Except those would go to Louisden. So David, you made a warden on my new server, which is Landerval. By the way, if people want kin invites to the new server, I would direct you to our kin website, because it sounded like some people were interested in that, and you can find more information about joining, and probably a good idea to actually talk to an officer in the kin to actually get invited, but I will pin that message so it stays up there. If I am on Landerval, I should still be an officer. I don't know exactly with how the move worked, but I was like automatically put into the kinship, so I assume that I could also invite. Okay, so I believe that's everything from that end. I thought with shared storage, I could try to see if I have space for like the scroll of renewal, which I do. Legendary fragments. Oh, and then for Louisden, I need to send some crafting stuff. That won't fit. Okay, that's no problem. The reason I'm sending the crafting stuff to Louisden specifically is he has crafting carry-alls. So I just figured he could be the one that takes a lot of the crafting stuff. Hello, Dan's Adventures. Trying to move. Uh-oh, Lance, he said your cat snuck into your tiny pantry and you shut the door because he didn't hear her do that. And it's a cat that doesn't vocalize. So much suspense in the story. Okay, so an hour later you were wandering trying to find what the noise was, and hey, it was your cat. Every time I lose my cats from them either hiding somewhere or getting somewhere they shouldn't or something like that, I always freak out. Or at least initially did. I had one of the cats one time go in my dresser, but they went in a really weird way. And they also don't meow. She didn't come out like for food or treats. I don't even know if she could get out. So, yeah, that situation can definitely be scary. At least it has been for me. So if I'm just kind of sitting here, something I haven't paid too much attention to is like the wobble of the camera. Hopefully it's not as bad with when I actually get the full camera set up, but it doesn't seem too bad. I don't know with typing if it is bad or not. I don't know with typing if it is bad or... Okay. Thought I would just look at that in the middle of the stream for some reason. My inset. Let's see, I'm familiar with that term for pants, maybe? Or is that inseam? Not entirely sure what the inset is. The picture is clear now. That's good. Probably because I'm just standing here doing nothing. I think once there's any motion, that's when it gets worse. Oh, the stream is fairly sharp now. Okay, that makes more sense. My immediate thing went to close with that term. Okay, so we got Louis. Maybe I'll log into both Louis and Louisden. At some point, I'm going to have to give my kinship on Arkenstone the awkward goodbye. I might have to actually say hello to them now. I need the desk a little bit higher. I actually initially had it at like 41, 42 inches. I think that would be from the floor. Because, yeah, that seems pretty standard for, like, standing bar height. Maybe 41? I don't know. But anyway, I'll try 44, maybe, inches. I'm not that tall. I'm not even tall. I'm, like, below average height, I think. But, yeah, just didn't think I'd have to go that tall, but 44 seems to be good. And Dan's Adventures, yes, you also played with Pipeweed and Nail and Arkenstone, and so you gave them the very awkward goodbye already. I don't even know. Hey, there's a few people on. Maybe they won't solve this character's inventory. Oh no. And I just sent him a bunch of mail from Turk. So Turk is Dan's Adventures. For anybody curious and that could actually read that kin mail. See, that got me all distracted from what I need to do, but what I was going to do. Upgrade equivalent supplies. Oh wow, I have the 130 Valor. I have all that stuff on this character? I didn't even know about that. Is that from when they had issues and gave you double or something? Wow. I I'm surprised I have that. That's a nice surprise, like with all this moving and troubles and such with that. It's nice to log into a surprise, like having a level 130 Valor, some expedition supplies, good delving supplies, right in my inventory. Anyway, what am I doing? Oh yeah, I want to go to this dude and go to that one. Okay, Vault has space. That is the good news. Leather Cloak of Mystery. What? Chain Cloak of Mystery? I have no idea what these are from, but they're from something. Okay, this guy can have all that stuff. I don't need this. I'm going to completely clean out this character's vault, ideally. World Consolidation title. All these cosmetics I can delete, so there's a faster way to do that. If you want to delete stuff in rapid order, just like line up your, like, I know it takes a minute to set up, but kind of line up where delete is to be right around where the yes is, just so you have less movement. Wonder how Arkenstone's been doing lately. Haven't been here to check up on the server. Barrel iron ingots. I mean, those are crafting. I feel like these I just get rid of. Like, they're nice to have, but I can buy them again. Bryn Beorn. There is a chance of adding Bryn Beorn to my kinship. Might actually be better to ask Dance Adventures about that, but if you go to the link on the kin website, that will direct you to more information and as well as the kin Discord. But if there's an officer on from the Mithril League, you can ask them for an invite. And if you wish, you could say Louis 7 sent you or something like that so they have context, but I don't know if that's important. Okay, pristine. This stuff. Do I want to save it for cosmetic? Oh, we having issues again? I do not want to save it for cosmetic, so it is getting destroyed. Not even donating these clothes or selling them, just destroying them. Delete. I like the name Brynbaorn, by the way. Okay, I have a whole bunch of normal weapon auras. We'll see. I don't know if those will survive the tree splitter. That's a good Beorning name. Oh, they're forester. Anyway, these may or may not survive. Oh yeah, if you're in the intro, I don't know, I forget if you can be invited to a kin in the intro. I actually forget. It's been so long since I've really thought about that. I don't think you can, but maybe you can. Okay. Vault is looking good. Now, what do I want to do with my crafting stuff? Do I want to try to store it in my vault? Or do I want to try to store other things? Hey, Lance, thank you for becoming a channel member, especially the silver tier. I really do appreciate that, and that will help going forward fund the channel, so to speak, and equipment upgrades and stuff along those lines if you're curious what that goes to. And in my opinion, David, wardens are fun, but they might take a moment to get used to, I will say. Okay, so we want to go, we have vault right here. We'll just shrink that. Go to shared storage. Okay, shared storage is full. I can maybe empty some of my shared storage into this character's vault. I think I sent cosmetics, so maybe this character can be my cosmetics guy. We'll do, I don't know, this chest. That's cosmetics. So anything that I want. Heart of the Mountain. I actually don't know if I have that. Raven Wings want those. So my cat's mentally contacted yours, who then forced you to join the channel. Yes, you must obey your cats. That's always important. That is true. Yeah, I do have some traveling rations that will make it. There's actually not as much as I thought there was on this character to do, which might sound strange because I clearly have a full inventory and the such, but I feel like there's a little bit less than expected to have to make sure I store on him. So I will start by putting shared storage what I can. And got some rep accelerators over here. And then from shared storage, I guess I'll keep crafting stuff. If this character can fit the crafting stuff, he might as well, because I know Louisen will run out of whatever that stuff is called. He'll run out of the carry-all space. Traveling rations, they're just kind of a keepsake at this point because you can no longer get them in the game, so it's just kind of neat to have them sit in your storage for no reason. I suppose some people could flex with them in normal chat. Just of unobtainable items at this point. Oh, I thought I put this in. Maybe I put the regular Cloak of the Nine. Tome of the Cat. That might be the most important tome in the game. So now I can add Virtue XP to the shared storage. Oh, my captain. He's going to have so much stuff like that. He's just full of junk. I almost feel like I need to transfer an inventory mule. like just for their inventory and vault space. I know this character can get more vault space if I get him some gold, so that will be helpful. Here's all the cosmetics. I wonder why chest 9 and chest 8 are reversed and how that happened. It's really concerning. If you all cannot see, the bottom chest is chest 10. That makes sense. Usually they progress chest 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But it's chest 10, 8, 9, 7, 6. So it's like 6, 7, 9, 8, 10. So instead of 7, 8, 9, 9, 8, 10. Also, I don't know why I'm doing this the slow way. Uh-oh. Thank you, Lance, again for becoming a channel member and joining the stream. Struggles and all. Explorer is a good choice for any class or character, David, but for Warden it is good because you can craft yourself some medium armor. That is what Louisden is, I believe. He's an explorer. For me, characters I'm moving to Langevall, this Runekeeper, probably Louisden, and one more character at least. One of my 120 Valor characters probably, but I'll mainly use them for storage and crafting is my guess. And I'm thinking leaning right now towards Captain, but I want to make a Captain with the same name on Langevall, so he gets a free character name transfer thing. Original Melrethel and Legend are staying here as the current plan. Ooh, this disenchants into embers. It's like Din of Pulak gear. I forgot back when I ran those instances before they got boring from running them hundreds of times because they were the only instances. Okay, so I got still need some mail. Ooh, dyes. Where can dyes go? How about chest 7? It's good to have these dyes, but take up a lot of space. Random crafting mat, okay. A couple cosmetic cloaks, just to be sure I have them. That's fine. Okay, this character still has a lot of stuff I could destroy, so he has actually decent amount of storage space considering, so I'm pretty happy with where he is right now. And I still have a lot of characters to go through, so you all might see, like, this character seems like he's fine, he has a decent bit of space, but when I get to all my other characters, such as my Runekeeper, I guess, and Captain, and even Lore Master, my Lore Master might have a decent bit of stuff. He will be running out of space, and potentially even Louisden might have to send stuff to that Runekeeper, so that is partially why I'm scared with the space. Alright, so Louisden has a lot of heritage runes, which I was aware of. His inventory is relatively empty. I do have space in my crafting carryall because everything went in it. That's good. Oh, I have 2 carryalls. I have a dye carryall. Okay. So Louisden's actually in a better position than I thought he was. He can take a lot of crafting stuff off my Runekeeper if he has to.
What can I do for you?
This is also, for me, a lot of this is going to be tomorrow stuff. I really should end the stream soon, but as you all have seen, clearly being able to play LOTRO and actually get through this stuff is exciting and keeping me going. Vault. Oh man, my kid noticed me logged into Louis Den. Alright, had to send one awkward message to them. Let's see. So I have some cosmetic stuff on this character. So it sounds like for the Ken chat, but they were already guessing that I was transferring to Landreval with Turk. A wing. Okay, that is somewhat recognize that name. Anyway, so my vault has a lot of space, so this character is also looking relatively decent for storing stuff, so I might be able to get away with just transferring 2 characters and actually getting the bulk of my stuff on Arkenstone that I want to get switched over. See, I'm getting all distracted with some of his other stuff like potions. Yeah, really, this is an active character from just playing at level 140, so he has a lot of useful stuff from that. Looks like I might be running into stream issues. It seems like at 4,500 kilobits per second, it's not like consistent issues, it's more inconsistent issues, which I guess is a good thing, but still something that needs to be fixed to me. So crafting. Shared storage. I can put some stuff in shared storage, like my reputation accelerators, just to keep that organized and so things are stacked up nicely and in the same spot. Tome of Continual Experience. Not too familiar with that one, but plus 10% XP and 5% item XP for monster kills. If you want a tiny boost that actually lasts a while, I guess. That premium potions can also go in here. I don't think regular potions need to go in there. Okay, so got my goodbyes out with the kinship. I don't know, that stuff is always just so awkward to me. Uh, ml.shifter, that should be it. ml.shivtr. We did for a while have mithril-league.com, but that one is no longer used. So yeah, I think next up I would be looking to organize these 5 characters. I guess it's more 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, plus log into all of my 120s and make sure I get everything from them. And I think that's the next step with transferring besides the actual transferring. So I'll try, speaking of transferring, I'll try one more time to do an actual transfer. See if the wizard wants to work. Oh, the hourglass actually looks like it's moving this time. Or it did look like it was moving. I'm not sure it is anymore. Oh yeah, so you can just answer, I guess, whatever with Landrival, since that probably hasn't been updated. I will bring that up to the kin. So what am I showing right now? Oh, I'm actually not showing anything. Oh yeah, so the transfer wizard, that looked like it was going for a little bit, but it is not. So yeah, here's a cat. Yeah, I was right. Now I can't even go. That would be why I have to close that. Okay, so closing out, last thing to do is actually log into Landval. If anybody needs a kinship invite that is in the chat, I know a couple to few people, don't know exactly how many, have expressed interest. I should actually be able to invite to the kinship right meow, at least when I log into a character finally. Yes, Johan. There sometimes is struggle with that, but I always make the rule for myself. Number 1 is eating. Make sure I actually eat. I actually do eat a lot, but that's like the number 1 thing is like health, eating, you know, basic survival things. Then the work/day job would have priority after that. Then like streaming and YouTube is, I always make sure I do my work school stuff before YouTube. That's true about me being a hobbit. As much as I don't play hobbits in the game, I share a lot of qualities with them. I don't know if I'm quite as short as one. I mentioned I'm below like average human male height, but not that much below. I'm also perhaps a little bit less stocky than them. At least than a typical hobbit. Oh yeah, so we're on Landfall. As much as y'all might want to stare at my cat instead. So these are the characters I have. Hobbits are... Wait, are hobbits 5'2"? I am taller than 5'2", but... I'd be surprised if hobbits are actually that tall. But maybe they are. Hello, Empress Ultima. You said you've been playing LOTRO for about 4 days now. That is not all that long, but I'm glad I've been a great source of help in that time. For some reason, when I started that message, I thought I was going to be like 4 years. That's just why there was a little shock. Okay, tall hobbit is considered 3'7". That sounds more like a hobbit to me. Anyway, with Landraball characters. Oh yeah, so I think I have most stuff set with the characters. I could make a character named Lewin, so that dude can get a free name. I'd really consider making actually my, kind of like I have right now, my Melrethel on Landraball, my captain. That would require a race change if I do Lewin, though. I don't know if I'd quite want to do that. So that's a reason actually against doing captain, and maybe I could do lore master because of that. I have I don't know what my lore master's name is, like Luriel or something. I think it's Elro here. Something like that. I'll play on that because I couldn't get anything else. But either way, I'll go ahead and make a Lewin. And that will maybe be the last thing I do this evening, because I do need to go to bed and get sleep. And oh wow, that name is taken on the server. That might be a good thing. I don't know if it is a good thing though. Seems like I should know if that's a good thing or not. Yeah, I guess I'll exit character creation and wrap things up here. This is always the thing I struggle with, is actually ending the stream. Whenever I have like a break, it's always so awkward to just end the stream. Especially with like all the moving and the such going on right now. Yeah, that's the problem with Lewin. If that person hasn't logged in, I actually want to get the free name change. So perhaps I could do a Lewin Mule. I could make a, if the name is available, I could make a Lewin on an ore, transfer to Landraball to boot the old Lewin, potentially. Or if that gets a Lewin-1, I'll know that I can just transfer the Arkenstone Lewin and get the free name change. But either way, I could actually get a name change out of it. That's why I'm planning all my characters. I don't have that much time. That's why I really wanted to get this stuff done. I'll probably do a lot of the background stuff this weekend if the transfer wizard works, and try to get my names in a little bit better order. But anyway, time to wrap up the stream. This has been way longer than I expected it to be. There were issues with the internet, but we resolved them with very low quality streams. I'll probably test just doing low quality streams like this, assuming my internet doesn't get better, and see how that goes. And otherwise, can hopefully have higher quality streams in the future. And yeah, if I test the low quality ones like this, that's when I would consider uploading the VODs in much higher quality at maybe a later point. Like, start the upload right after the stream ends or something. Potentially on a second channel, even potentially on this channel. Something I have to think about and test. See what works for people and what doesn't work for people. But anyway, as far as this stream goes and all the moving that has been done, now is a great time to wrap it up. And don't know when I will stream next. I'll try this weekend. How about that? At some point this weekend will be my goal. And yeah, I hope you all did enjoy this despite all the internet issues, which it seems like I'm having some right at this moment as I'm trying to do the outro here. And I hope you all enjoy the content moving forward now that I'm back, including not just streams, but of course videos, and eventually Before the Shadows. Actually was hoping to talk about Before the Shadows some, but never got to it with all that's going on. We'll have to save that for another day. So yeah. If you all did enjoy, please consider liking and subscribing for more, or becoming a channel member to support the content like Lance did, and Jan also sent a tip, and Nerf Magos also become a channel member, so I do appreciate that. And thanks everyone for joining, chatting, and watching.